Great latter part of the week. This is the top 10 cheat codes to a professional quantum leap in your business. Number 8, stop being the first place loser. Uh, it's interesting because the fact that with all the transition towards online and automation and tech and everything else, there's a lot of people that show up second to the party. And with that said, it's always great to see what other people are doing in your industry. It's even better if you're pulling in things from outside. And with that said, there's a lot of kind of copycat or, oh, so-and-so is doing this, so I should do it too. And that just really makes you second place, which makes you the first place loser. So with that said, whatever industry you're in, whoever the leaders are in that industry, whoever you look up to, just because they're doing it doesn't mean that you need to be doing it very similarly, because the fact that that generally does not create a huge win for you, it created a win for them. They're already enjoying that win. And what do I mean by that? Well, if you look at, the Savannah Bananas, for instance, a perfect example, like they've really innovated in the baseball space. And there's not a ton of room to do the same thing again, because of the fact that people that are sold out fans, just raving fans for the Savannah Bananas, they're already fans of the Savannah Bananas and what they do. And so you doing the same thing over again is not going to create a lot of gains for you. And the people that are the fans of whoever it is in your industry that's the leader for whatever reason, they're not going to jump ship and come follow what you're doing. You have to create something that's you, create something that's original, something that's different, something that's novel, something that's entertaining, something that speaks to them in a unique way. And if you can do that and do it well, then you'll create your own fan base, your own tribe within your industry. And so a lot of the really great ideas in your industry are constantly being passed around with little innovation. Craig Rochelle talks about the fact that tweaks don't change the world. Well, I think there's a lot of truth to that. There's not a group of people that are denting the world by just making tweaks. So if you really want to change things, come up with something original, but pull in strategies from a lot of different places and then make it your own. If you're in the airline industry, for instance, like look what people are doing in completely different industries from airlines and figure out a way to make something novel that you saw elsewhere a reality in the airline space. Doesn't matter what industry you're in, but I will tell you that if you're doing the same thing that everybody else is doing, it's not going to create that quantum leap that you're hoping for, especially if you're copying people in your industry, because it's been seen in your industry. And so if you are not a creative person by nature, then find ways to stoke your creativity. If your company's big enough that you have creative people in your company, then ask them to go search for really unique things that they like from other industries that are on brand, on point, on topic for you and what you're doing within your industry. It's a great way to innovate. It's a great way to stand out, because of the fact that if you're doing something that nobody else is doing in your industry, that means people haven't seen it before. If it speaks to them, then they're more likely to say, wow, that's really cool. And then they're going to spread the message for you. Then you get an organic reach that happens as a result, because of the fact that those people are now spreading the message about all the cool things that you're doing. So I would just encourage you to take these things from today, apply them to what you're doing within your industry. Do not be the second iterator of whatever you thought was cool that someone else is doing in your industry, because of the fact you're like, well, if they're doing it, that's working for them, then I have to do it too. Or even worse, someone comes along and says, oh, so-and-so is doing this, you should do it too. Well, does it fit? Is it on brand? Does it match your values? Is it going to make that big reach that you hope that it makes? And it probably, the answer is no, if you're copying someone in your industry and you're copying them closely. The goal here, they say there's no new ideas underneath the sun, that we're just constantly repackaging old ideas. Well, partially true, partially not. But the bigger picture is this, is that you really need to not be like everybody else. What everybody else is doing, and especially if it's a leader in your industry, go in the opposite direction, because of the fact that following the herd is the fastest way to the bottom. And if you are leading the herd and the front runner is way out front and you're just leading the herd in the same direction, well, the front runner is the one that is either furthest towards the goal or furthest away from whatever you're being chased. And so if you're just leading the pack, you're just the second place loser because that first place person or first place, entity is so far out front. They're either leading in the direction of the goal, whether that's the quote watering hole, or they're leading away from whatever they're being chased by. So I hope that makes sense. The big picture is that whatever you're trying to do to be like your quote competitors, don't, just stop, because of the fact it's a huge waste of your time. So hopefully useful. Take it home, unpack it, use it in your business. Look and find things that you like that people are doing in other spaces that are unrelated, and think about how you can innovate back in your space, because of the fact that those are the things that are unseen. They're going to make you stand out. They're going to showcase your original individual voice. It's going to create a tribe where people know what they can expect from you. And it's going to make you stand out in space, and you'll be labeled as an innovator because you brought something from somewhere else, rather than trying to repackage what someone else is already doing where you are. Take it with you today. Enjoy it. This is number 8 on the top 10 cheat codes for a professional Quantum Leap. And this is going to be a 2-day special. We're going to do 2 today, and then we'll do maybe a bonus one tomorrow. We'll see. So take care. Have fun out there. Be original. See ya.